Today we have with us a 2013 fourth generation Land Rover Range Rover Vogue. Gone are the days when Land Rover used to make the boxy car designs. Land Rover went with a much more aerodynamic and a curvaceous design compared to its previous generations. Well, this car does look stunning. So let's see if this car fare well with its features and luxury. Now before we begin this review, I would especially like to thank Mohit and Raja Car Deals for lending us this Land Rover Range Rover Vogue for a review. They have an awesome inventory of all other luxury cars which are at a price point that is completely unbelievable. If you want to know the price of this car, well, hang out with us till the end of this video where we will be giving out the price of this car. So anyways, if you're interested to buying any luxury car, hit them up in the comments down below, or you can find their contact details in the description of this video. And with that said, let's start the review. While Land Rover have made their car more curvaceous, they haven't took away the essence of a Range Rover, which is its rectangular muscular grille, which is prevalent from many other Range Rovers. Alongside the muscular grille, we have a projector headlamp setup with the surrounding DRLs. Underneath the DRLs, we have a small strip of the indicators. We also have a beautifully integrated fog lamp setup down below. The legendary black and white combo looks particularly appealing. Now coming down below, we have 20-inch alloy wheels which are beautifully designed. Now there is one unique styling key on the side of this car which starts out as a fake air vent and goes all the way back to the tail lights. Now the rear of this car is pretty simple. As we can see, we have a Range Rover badging along with a Vogue badging and a Land Rover logo. Now the one thing that I do like about this car is that the wiper has been tucked up under this part of this car and not given down below. Due to this, the wiper does not come into the driver's vision while driving the car. Now let's start with the features of this car, and the first and foremost feature of this car has to do with raising and lowering this car. Because this is a very capable car, it's a very performance powerful engine, that is why someone may want to off-road this car, and Land Rover has thought of those people and has made this car capable of doing that. For that, you also have your drivetrains which are pretty standard in any other car, that is why we won't be talking about them in depth. But one feature that I pretty much love in this car is the adjustable height. So let's see that right now. Now the next feature that I want to talk about in this car is the instrument cluster in this car, which is a completely digital cluster. And one thing that I do like about this is that you can always have a lot of different options just other than the options that you already have. For example, if I press this menu button over here, I can see my driving features in which we have our show warnings. In which when I press it, it will give me all the warnings in the car. For example, it's telling me that the car's bonnet is right now open and the car is not started, so I should press the brake and start the car, and things like that. So when I go back into the driving features, the next thing is the gearbox paddles. Like you see these paddles in this car, so you can choose when you should use those paddles, only in sport mode or in drive and sport mode. So that means if you put your car into drive, that time as well you can use these paddle shifters if you select this option. If you select the option that is already chosen, you can only use the paddle shifters when the gear selector is in sport mode, that is over here. So that is one thing that I like. I mean, there is a lot of customization in this car which is pretty nice. So going back, unique feature in this car is of the service menu. Over here you can see that you can check the oil level of your own car. So if you press this, it shows you that the oil level is at your maximum, so that's really nice. You can always you can also check when the last alarm of this car was set off. You know, when someone hit the car hard or something like that, when was the alarm set off? So you can press that and it will tell you that the cause of the last alarm was the rear right door. So if this car in for service, You can also check the vehicle VIN number. In the service booklet they do write the vehicle VIN number, so you can check it through there and you don't need to check it in the engine bay itself. So these are some really nice features about this display over here. Another great feature about this display is of the needles. As you can see right now, if the needles is close to 1, that's why 1 is being highlighted, and 2, 3 and 4 are not highlighted at all. But when I rev the car, as you can see, as the needle goes towards 2, the 2 gets highlighted and 1 starts getting de-highlighted. Similarly is the story for when you're driving the car. Right now the car is stopped, so it's showing me 0 kmph, and 20 is a little bit highlighted and 40 is getting faded out. But when I start driving the car, as soon as the needle goes up, those numbers will also start getting highlighted. So that is one animation that I quite like in this car. Now next up, if we talk about the infotainment display in this car, well, the infotainment display is pretty standard. You have navigation, phone, audio, video, which are normal for features in every other car. But if we go into extra features over here, we have some features such as 4x4 information. Because this is a very capable car, it's a very powerful car. If someone wants to take this car off-roading, this is the perfect screen for them. For example, it gives you the real-time information, like the front tires are right now turned, that's why it's giving me a representation of that. And the differential lock on this car is right now unlocked, that's why it's giving me that. Otherwise, if you're also going into a place where there is no navigation, you can always use the compass in this car. So that is why this display is really nice for all those off-road enthusiasts. If we go back into extra features, we have ambient lighting because this is a very expensive high-end car. So yes, ambient lighting has to be there. You can choose the brightness of your ambient lighting and it gives you the animation over there as well, and there are 10 different colors that you can choose from, which is really nice. Going back into extra features once again, we have climate. Now this is a very nice thing because over here not only can you control the climates from the front seats, but you can always choose the climate for the rear seats as well, because obviously if there is no one sitting behind there, you can't just go back and turn it off every single time. You can just press this climate off button and the rear climates will go off. Similarly, one other feature that I quite like is the rear panel lock, which means if you have suppose kids in the back seats and they're playing around with the climate controls, you can just simply lock the rear panel and they won't be able to fiddle around with the air control back there. So this is pretty nice. I'll just gonna unlock it back once again and go back. Then the next feature is of stealth. Now this is a very good feature. In the screen you can just turn it off or on, but what happens in the stealth feature is that if you press this button, first it shows you the clock, but then if you press it once again, it turns off the screen, which is pretty standard. But if it's night, this stealth feature would actually dim off everything in the car. For example, if there is ambient lighting, it would dim off the ambient lighting so it doesn't come into your eyes. And also if this display, it would dim this display as well so that it doesn't shine bright in your eyes. And as soon as you press this button once again, it would go off stealth mode as it was normally. So this is a pretty good feature. But by far the best feature in this car is of dual view. Like right now, if I press this dual view button, it is turning on the TV at channel 6 in the second view. Right, this means that in the driver's perspective I can still see the home screen, but if I take the camera towards the passenger in this car, it turns into the channel 6 of the TV. Once again, bringing it back to the driver over here, it is back on the home screen and I can always use the screen like I would. For example, I want to turn on navigation, I can press that and the driver can keep seeing navigation, whereas the passenger can enjoy his or her movie over in the passenger view, which is a fantastic feature because it doesn't disturb the driver in any way, and also the passengers in the car get their entertainment. Next up, I want to talk about the climate in this car. I really like the design of it because first of all, these dials also act as the display. If I turn up the fan speed, as you can see, it shows me the representation over there. And I also have a 4-zone climate control in this car. I can set the temperature according to me over here. The passenger can set their temperature according to them over there. And then the rear seats also have 2 other zones for their own personal climate preference, so which is really nice. Now one thing that I do like about this is that over here you can see that we also have heated seats in this car, which is just a really nice feature, especially in the winter time. And we also have a heated steering wheel in this car, which can be turned on using this button over here. Now coming to the rear in this car, we have a rear seat entertainment for the rear passenger behind the driver and the passenger over there, as you can see. So if we turn on this display over here, you can see that first it says rear seat entertainment, and then we can go on watch. It turns on the TV, which was playing on the screen over there in the front as well. So it turns on the TV, and then I can choose DVD and all that stuff using the DVD in the front as well once again. So this is a pretty good display over here, for the rear seat passengers over here. They can enjoy sitting in the rear seats in the comfort of this chair. Speaking of heated seats, we also have heated seats in the rear of the car as well. As you can see, we can turn them off and on using this over here, and similarly for the other seat as well. So having heated seats in the rear as well is a pretty good feature.
Starting with the practicality, first we're going to talk about the glove box in this car. As you can see, there is nothing to open the glove box with because there are two buttons given on the top right hand corner. When we press the first button, the bigger glove box opens, which have a long storage space with two card holders and a pen holder. And when we open the second button, there is a second glove box which is also deep with one card holder and a pen holder. There's a storage cubby on the driver's side door and the passenger side door as well, which is a deep storage cubby and can be opened and closed manually. Now moving on to the center console, we have two covered cup holders along with a 12-volt charging socket. Behind that we have an armrest which doubles as a center console storage with a place to keep your phone and a minimal storage, and some place to keep your visiting cards, etc. There is a cooler box which can be turned on using this switch. In the rear seats we have seat pockets which are minimal. We can only store newspapers and magazines in them. In the center console we have a storage space for keeping our phone. If we open the middle seat, we can find two cup holders in this car. And through the middle seat we can access the trunk as well. Now for the most important part of our practicality session is to do with the trunk. First we're going to talk about opening this trunk. Now there are three ways to open this trunk. The first is on the driver's side dashboard area, second is on the request sensor given below the trunk, and third is on the key fob. Now the trunk is divided into two parts. The first is the tailgate and second is the loading area. Now the loading gate has two uses. The first is to rest the luggage that you've been holding, and second, you can also sit on it. Now if we talk about the trunk itself, the cargo tray in this car is very sturdy and the trunk itself is pretty large. You can store an enormous amount of luggage without having any problem. And if in case you need more storage space, you can always put down the seats using these buttons. And also put them up. Now this being a power tailgate, you just need to press one button and it will close everything up.
Now let's talk about the most essential and the most powerful factor of this car, and that is comfort. This car is a luxurious and a comfortable car, and as soon as you sit in the seats of one, well, that is prominent because these seats are very, very soft and the shape of these seats grip you well easily. Obviously, being the front seats, you can move the seats back and forth, the backrest back and forth. You also have lumbar support in this car, which is pretty awesome. The other thing is that these seats are heated seats as well, so in the cold weather you won't have any problem sitting inside this car. The steering wheel is also heated, so in the cold weather especially, this car is the car you want to be in. So in my eyes, being in the front seats in this car is going to be a blissful experience. Now coming into the rear seats of this car, first of all, I was just sitting in the front seat, right, and coming back here, I'm pretty tall, 6'1", and even though I still have 6 to 7 inches of legroom available to me, which is just fantastic. And talking about the headroom, well, because of this beautiful panoramic sunroof, it gives me an extra inch of headroom, and that is why I have about 4 or 5 inches, which is pretty great. Talking about the experience, obviously it's same as the front ones because the seats are of the same material, the same soft material, also perforated leather, amazing. Also, one thing that I love about these seats is that even the rear seats are reclining. They don't move back and forth, yet you do have the capability of reclining the seats however you like, so that is pretty amazing. And so, with that, we complete our review of the 2013 Land Rover Range Rover Vogue. And in the start, we asked this question that this car is stunning in the looks, but does it have the luxury and the features? Well, yes, it does. Especially that entertainment feature, that just blew me off. It's an amazing feature and I wish that my car also had that. But anyways, if we talk about the general overview of this car, it's an extremely luxurious, opulent feeling car. Once you sit in the driver's seat of one car, it has extreme road presence. And rest assured, if you buy one of these cars or if you have one of these cars, you're gonna feel the king of the road while you're driving on the road. But before we end the review, let's talk about the pricing of this car. And so, the price of this car available here at Mohit and Raja Car Deals is 85 lakhs. Well, I mean, that does look like a very high price, but bear in mind that one of these cars new is about 1.7 crores. That means there's almost a 50% discount, more than 50% discount on this car if we compare it to a new one. Well, this car is in amazing condition. If you come and look at this car, you won't find any major problem in the car, and it's an amazing car. That's why 85 lakhs, while it may sound very, very high, is not for such a car. If you take a test drive of this car, I mean, it's an amazing, powerful, capable car like any Land Rover, and the amount of luxury, opulence and road presence this car has, well, the 85 lakh price point is completely justified. So if you like this video, please give us a thumbs up. If you are interested in buying this car or any other luxury car for that matter, hit me up in the comments down below and I will give you a homie hookup for one of the luxury cars. Even though, tell us what you think about our video, if some things you like, some things you dislike in the comments down below, and don't forget sharing this video as much as you can. A subscribe would also be appreciated. Thank you.